Hello, everybody. This is Clifton Johnson. I'm coming to you today. I'm going to do this podcast really different this time because I have some very important things that I want to share with you in regards to the book that I'm doing the podcast about. And one of the things that I did not mention in the podcast, and I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm going to put this book on sale for $15 only for those that want the book. Now, this is the thing. You can only get the book through me, directly through me. You can get the book. You cannot get it on Amazon because the price will be raised to $30, and you won't be able to get it on Kindle because I'm going to be removing the book from Kindle very soon, actually before I actually release this podcast. So if you want the book, it's going to be a limited time only where you can get this book directly through me, Clifton Johnson, for $15. I want this book in everyone's hand that has the love and well, I'm gonna say the love, but they anybody that wants the book and know that this book could help them. 5 easy steps to producing your own stage play production. So I just wanted to come on really quick before the podcast began and let you all know about this announcement. If you want the book through me, Clifton Johnson, the book will only be $15. All you have to do is reach out to me through social media, through anyone that knows my phone number. You can call my phone. There's so many ways to reach me. You can even reach me on my website. You can message me on my website and order this book or request to have this book, and I'll get all your information. I can do a payment over the phone. You name it. We can make it happen. So, just going to say one more time, if you want this book through me, you can only get it through me for $15. It's not going to be on Amazon. It's going to be $30 on Amazon, and I'm going to be removing it from the Kindle app. So just wanted to come on real quick and let everybody know, but I do hope you enjoy this podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Heart and Soul Show, where we talk to real people about real issues and we talk about real things. My name is Clifton Johnson, and I am your host. Now, coming up on today's show, we are going to talk about my book, 5 Easy Steps to Producing Your Own Stage Play Production. Yes, everybody. I don't know why I haven't did a podcast about this particular book already. I don't know why I haven't, but it's here today, and we're going to talk about it. I'm going to let you know how I got started in the business. I'm going to let you know what it took, all the things that I went through. I'm going to lay it all out. And if you are interested in this theatrical field that I am in, and I've been in for many years now, I'm going to be offering you to buy the book. Now, I will tell you this book is not going to be on Kindle anymore. I'm going to take it off, and now you can still buy it on Amazon, but the price will be a lot more than what I'm going to be offering you today. So you might want to take advantage of that. I'm just being honest with you. Just take advantage of that. But before we go all into that, I do want to invite everyone to my website, CliftonJohnsonProductions.com. That's www.CliftonJohnsonProductions.com. See everything that we're doing. Everybody, we have an upcoming stage play as promised, November the 5th, 2022. And I want you all to stay tuned to my website, CliftonJohnsonProductions.com, because tickets will be on sale from CliftonJohnsonProductions.com. And if they're not on sale on CliftonJohnsonProductions.com, there will be a link where you can buy tickets. And on top of that, I will have an early bird special. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have an early bird special, everybody, that if anyone wants to buy tickets early, you will get a major discount on these tickets, because I want to sell it out, everybody. I want to sell it out. It has been 2 years. and some change since I have done a stage play. So I am so excited. I just want to see your face in the place. We're doing everything to bring out some food vendors and different things like that. I just want to make it a very, very great atmosphere. I'm just talking all fast, y'all. Let me calm down. Atmosphere. It's going to be amazing. I'm just telling you all, it's going to be amazing. We're going to be having 2 shows on Saturday, November the 5th. Times will be up in here in just a second. Now, tickets go on sale October the 1st, 2022. So I want you all to stay tuned to my website, to all of my social media, and I'm going to be putting out things for the play every week. Every week you will at least hear one announcement about the upcoming show, when it's going to be, when tickets are going to be, how much they're going to be. I mean, everything. So please stay tuned. I want to sell this thing out, y'all. It's time. This pandemic is pretty much in my, I could say it's over, and it was a plan, everybody. That's why I called it a pandemic. So let's get our tickets. Let's get our tickets as soon as they're on sale, October the 1st, 2022. And on top of that, everybody, we do have an upcoming movie. The movie is actually going to be part 2. See, the stage play is called A Mother's Confession Chapter 1, but the movie is going to be A Mother's Confession Chapter 2. So if you don't come to the stage play, you're going to miss a lot. Don't just go see the movie. Come see the stage play, because it's chapter 1 and it's chapter 2. That's how we're doing it, y'all. Listen, I told y'all, that's how we're doing it. In 2022, we're going to do major things. So please don't miss that, everybody. But I tell y'all what, I'm going to skip some other announcements, but because we're going to get right into this, because this is going to be a very lengthy podcast today, because I'm just going to break it down and tell you how I got started in the business and why you should buy this book, 5 Easy Steps to Producing Your Own Stage Play Production. All right, everybody. I think the best thing for me to do to start this podcast off, because we are talking about one of my books that I have written and is published now and have been selling for a long time. I think the best thing for me to do is first let you all, know how I got started in the theatrical field. First, I got started back in 2008. I did my first major show at a major theater in the state of Oklahoma. And I will tell you, everybody, I was not that enthused when I first thought about getting into the theatrical field. I thought it was like, for punks, for wimps, for sissies. I thought women were the only one that went to stage plays. But you got to understand where that came from. You have to understand where that came from. It came from because I grew up in a urban area, predominantly black. And we were not exposed to those types of things. So whenever I would see stage plays and Broadway stuff, I would always think about the Nutcracker, guys running around in them tights and, they private areas sticking all out. And I know it sounds kind of crazy, but that's what I thought, because that's what I was accustomed to. Well, before I even got into the theatrical field, I started doing church plays. But let me tell you how I came about to even doing the church plays. Well, I was dating this young lady, and she, we all went to the same church, and her sister lived right across the street from her. So I came over her house. This is on a Saturday. I'll never forget. Beautiful day. Came over her house, and she said, well, listen, let's go across the street, to my sister's house. They over there eating, and they're finna get ready and watch a stage play. I said, listen, man, I don't like stage plays. I don't want to see that. Let's just stay here. She said, no, bring your butt over there. We're going to go over there and visit with my sister, and we're going to eat, and we're going to watch this stage play. So reluctantly, I went over there, and, her entire family was over there, gathered around on the floors, on the couch, eating, just kicking back, some people playing cards, and, it was a good atmosphere. So I said, okay, well, if I don't want to watch the play, I'll just play cards with everybody else, dominoes, whatever. And so the play came on, And I can't remember what stage play it was, but I will tell you this. It was one of Tyler Perry's stage plays. So you knew it was a good stage play, because everybody knows who Tyler Perry is. That's where he got his start, is in stage. Now he's doing movies and sitcoms and, blase. The man is doing it on a high level. And so when I started watching the play, I was blown away because I was really shocked that it wasn't like the Nutcracker. It wasn't like Peter Pan and all these things that I envisioned that a stage play was about. And he was saying all kind of crazy terms that black people use and this and that. And it was hilarious. I said, oh my God. And I'm not saying this to her, but I'm saying this in the back of my mind. I said, oh my God, this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. But yet I still hadn't, became a theatrical lover yet. I was just blown away. So I started watching some more of his films, outside of, that situation that I was in. I started watching some more of his stage plays, and I was blown away. I was simply blown away by the comedy and the things that, me as a African American, I just say black, you don't got to say African American, but I just say as a black man that I was accustomed to and I was accustomed to hearing, and I'm going to do my best, y'all. I'm not going to cuss on this podcast. We're going to keep it very, very professional, but I got to let you all know where I'm coming from. So fast forward after, I began to get more into his work and, do a little bit more research. Well, it came a point in the time that my pastor at the time, which was my uncle, he wanted to do a Christmas play. And I guess the person that was doing the play, he wanted to give her a break, or, he just wanted to see something different, because he me and him talked, and he was just like, man, I want to do a Christmas play, but I don't know who can do it. And I don't know what possessed me to tell him. I said, well, listen, Unc, let me do it. Let me try. He said, you want to try to do a Christmas play? I said, yeah, I would love to. So from there, I wrote the Christmas play. It was really good, but it was a lot of things that I didn't know because I wasn't accustomed to doing that, putting together things. But I always knew that I was a great storyteller. And see, that's my thing, everybody. All you have to do is be a great storyteller. You have to learn all of the dynamics to what you need to know in order to do a stage play production. But all you have to do is have an imagination. That's all you got to be. That's all you got to do is have a great imagination. So the play went very, very well. It was kind of humorous because we didn't have enough people. We was doing a play about Jesus and him dying on the cross and him being born and all that. And I'm just going to tell you a few comedy things that was going on. And we didn't even intend for it to be like that. You know how Jesus is dying on the cross with the two guys that were thieves, Barabbas and some other guy. Well, the guys that was dying on the cross, they was right beside Jesus, dying on the cross, saying their words, remember me in your kingdom and all that stuff like that. Well, both the guys that were dying on the cross with Jesus on each side of them and Jesus, they all had jeans on and they died on the cross. And after Jesus passed away, we didn't have nobody to take Jesus' body off. So the guys that had died on the cross with Jesus helped drag him off of the stage with his jeans. And then after that, after they drug Jesus off the stage, they got back on the cross. And then Jesus came back and helped drug them off the stage. Just crazy stuff. And then Jesus, the crazy thing about it, we had to have a Jesus as a baby. So we had Jesus as a baby. The Jesus was a Mexican baby. The baby was like 1 year old. It was really funny. And it was more of a modern day type thing. There was a lot of bloops and blunders. People was laughing. People was having a good time. So to make a long story short, that was my start. After that, I was hooked. And I started writing more plays, more church plays, and they got better and better and better and better. So fast forward to 2007, I decided that I was going to have a major stage play. And I remember after I remember this. Let me say this. I'm a musician. I'm sitting on the drums, and I envisioned it that I was going to have a play, and I was going to call this play Pimps in the Pulpit. And so I remember my uncle preaching. I can still remember him now on the pulpit. He's preaching, and I envisioned all of these things while he was preaching, how it was going to look, who was going to play this. I've never been in that space before, but I think I needed to be in that space in order for me to help visualize how I was going to do everything, because I'm still pretty much an amateur. I'm very much an amateur. I still didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I was still doing it anyway. I was like the bumblebee because of the laws of aerodynamics. The bumblebee cannot support his own little wings. But see, the bumblebee doesn't know that. The bumblebee is intelligently ignorant. So he keeps flapping his wings anyway, even though his body really can't support his small wings. So he doesn't know that. So that's how I say I was the bumblebee. I kept flapping my wings anyway, and whichever way I was going to fly, I was going to fly. So after church, I went and talked to my uncle. I said, listen, Unc, I'm going to have a stage play. He said, oh, okay. I said, I'm going to do it on a major level. And I said, but I'm going to call the stage play Pimps in the Pulpit. And he looked at me. He sat back in his chair. He said, wow, now that is some kind of title. He said, how are you going to deal with the backlash? I said, I don't know, but I'm going to deal with it. He said, okay. He supported me, and I was very grateful. And I mean, both of my uncles, they supported me, and I'm very grateful for that, And so I proceeded to, put things together. My cousin, he was a musician. My cousin is the pastor's son that I first told about the play. He was going to be my MD because he's a great musician, and he's been my MD for years, since 2008. And he was a great MD. We wrote songs and we did everything together. And it was funny. I was talking to his sister, and she was in my play as well too. And she said, I told her, I said, well, I want you to be in my stage play, Candace. And she said, okay, what is the play going to be about? And I told her, I said, it's going to be called Pimps in the Pulpit. She said, okay. She said, but can I ask you something? I said, what? She said, why are you doing this? At the time, everybody, I didn't know why I was doing it. I said, well, I don't know. I said, but I'm going to do it anyway. But since that time, things have been jumping. Every time I say I'm going to have a play, we get it done, even if I didn't have the money to do it. And so fast forward to the first stage play. I didn't know where I was going to have it. I decided to have it at church. And so my friend came to me, Johnny. He said, Cliff, listen, go ahead and rent out a place. Don't have it in church. He said, people want to get dressed. They want to go out to eat. And they want something to do on a Saturday night. He said, make this thing bigger than what you see it right now. He said, and I promise you, it will work out for you. So I did it. So I rented what was called back then Rose Steak. Now I think it's called Hudibird Performing Arts. It's a beautiful, beautiful theater. A lot of people have performances there, big time performances, Broadway and comedians and all that. Rappers come there. It's a good facility in the state of Oklahoma. And so I headed there, and everybody, it was very, very, very expensive money that I didn't have. It came out of nowhere. That's why I'm telling you. That's why I'm giving you this background of Clifton Johnson, because you have to understand this. I came from nothing. I never been to theatrical school. I never had any training. The only thing that I knew how to do when I first started, I had a great imagination, and I was a songwriter. So to write songs for the stage play was nothing. I mean, because I knew how to write songs. I knew how to concentrate and bring in a story and tell that story from the way I was feeling or from whatever the situation is in that scene. That was the only thing that I had going for me. And when I tell you the first play was amazing, we didn't even, I just wanted just 100 people to show up. I really did. I just wanted 100 people to show up just to say, oh man, I had 100 people there. Even though this facility that we were at, this performing arts theater was thousands and thousands of dollars to rent. But I tell you, my first major production with all the advertising, with word of mouth, with TV advertising, with radio advertising, we were able to rack up about 600 people for our first performance. Now, it wasn't 600 every time. It wasn't 600 every time, but our first production at Rose State, we had 600 people come out to see us perform, and it was amazing. And we had an encore performance 3.5 months later at the same facility. So I'm telling you this, if you buy the products that I'm giving you, that I'm offering, because I came from nothing, I'm telling you, I've had tons and tons of performances. So I know what I'm talking about. I know what to do. That's why I'm having this podcast today. So that way you can see that you have an opportunity to do whatever you want to do something great. The pandemic that we're in will pass. We'll be able to deal with that. So get ready. Start with the book. If you start with the book, just the book, and if you need more, I offer coaching. I offer courses. Everything that you need. Because I just told you where I came from. I came from nothing. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people that's going to be doing stage play production or want to do stage play productions, you feel like you got to have all this, accolades. You got to go through school and all that stuff like that. You do not. I never did. You just got to have the will. So I'm going to go on to the next thing that we're going to talk about, but I do want you to lock that in your mind and lock that in your heart, because it is very possible for you. All right, now let's get into the book just a little bit, so I can tell you exactly at least what's in the book. I'm not going to go into every detail of the book and what it offers, but that is part of the coaching. That is part of products, that I actually have in regards to the 5 easy steps to producing your own stage play production. There's other things in it that you can actually have. And let me say this first, that back in 2008, when I first had my first stage play production, and a lot of the things that I didn't know, I wish to God that I had just this little bit of knowledge that I'm sharing with you all. I wish I had it. It's worth $1 million because of the stress that I had to go through. And when I tell you my first stage play up at Rose State, those people were so mean to me because of the things that I should have known. Because you have to realize that when I did my first stage play at this big time theater in Oklahoma, they are used to $1 million stage plays or productions, and I forgot to mention that Tyler Perry had his stage plays, and he had his stage plays there at the Rose State Performing Arts Theater, where I told you about earlier. He had his stage plays there for years. I ain't gonna tell you how many stage plays he didn't had when he first came out, because he came back. I think he came out in like the late 90s, I believe. The late 90s. So these people were mean to me at the theater, and it was something that I needed, because I should have known that. I should have known that, but it made me learn very, very quickly. So I'm saying that only because I don't want you all to think that I'm trying to sell you something. I'm trying to give you information that you need, because all of the headaches that I had, all of the sleepless nights, and all of the things that I'm telling you, you don't have to go through. You don't have to go through that. You can at least sleep at night knowing that everything is taken care of because you know how to do it. So now that I've gotten that out the way, let me just get into the book just a little bit and tell you what you'll be getting. Even if you just buy the book, you're going to be learning about how to write a script. You're going to be learning how to contract someone to write a script for you. You're going to be learning about casting. You're going to be learning about rehearsals. You're going to be learning about what else? Casting, rehearsals, the table read. You're going to be learning about the table read as well. Sitting down with your cast. I mean, all of those things. I'm going to go in depth with you and let you know what's going on. And that's where the coaching comes in. So if you don't get everything out of the book that you need, then contact me, contact my office. Let us know, okay, we can sit down, we can talk, we can do a Zoom, we can do a phone call, however you want to do it, whatever communications that you want to use. And we can talk about what you need. I'm telling you, it's worth the money. And like I told you, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm trying to give you information that you're most definitely going to need. You're going to need it, But all of those things are very, very important. And I struggled at each one of them things. The things that I just told you, I struggled at them because of what I didn't know. I had got into it and I didn't have anybody. I didn't know anybody in the theatrical field at the time. There were other people doing plays, and eventually we connected. But there were so many things that I just didn't know about advertising and renting a facility. If I had it to do all over, I'm gonna tell you this. I would have never rented Rose Stage starting out. I would have kept it a little bit more modest, and saved that money and put the money back into the production. I spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that I did not have to spend because of what I didn't know. So, like I said, if you think you're going to, after you read the book, if you think you're going to need my service, I am begging you to do not hesitate. We even have hourly rates. If you just think, okay, maybe I need a few hours with Clifton over the phone, or a Zoom call or something like that, then just do the hourly rate. We have a course that we're offering that, just like I'm talking to you one-on-one, we'll be going through the book, but I'll be also giving you examples on what you can do, or what I did in order to get over that hurdle, regardless of what it is. It may have been in rehearsals, it may have been in the casting and choosing of the people, whatever the case is. But I will be talking with you one-on-one, just like I'm talking to you now. But if you think you need more than that, contact me. We'll get everything lined up. We will sit down. You can ask me any questions you want. Any questions you want in regards to your production, because I want to see you successful. I do not want you to have to go through all the things that I went through. And I'm telling you, I went through a lot. I think a lot of my family don't even realize a lot of things that I went through when I first started out because of what I didn't know. And after some plays, I lost my apartment, my car got repossessed, whatever. I mean, bank account got closed because it was in the red. I mean, you name it, it happened to me. But guess what? I'm still here. And now I'm transferring things over to the movie side of things. There you go. Because I did not give up. But you don't have to go through those things. You can have an easier transition. And I'm not saying, everybody, that it's not going to be hard, because it's going to be hard in some ways. If more just a mental thing. You might have the money to support everything that you need, but just more of the mental things. I've had to replace people. I've had to replace cast members. My headliners 2 hours before a show. Those are the things that you're going to have to go through. They are. Let's sit down. Let's talk. Let's get your production up and running. Like I told you all, this pandemic that we're in is not going to last. Our lives are going to get back to normal. So let's go ahead and use this as your tuition period. And let's go ahead and go to school, and let's get everything you need. Like I said, we have coaching. We have the book. We got coaching. We have a course. We have hourly rates that you can book with me right now to make sure that you get everything you need out of your production. I want to see you successful. I've coached a lot of people over the years. A lot of people. I've helped them write scripts. I've been in other productions. You name it, I've done it. So that's why I want to see you successful. All right, everybody. Once again, I do appreciate everybody in advance that has purchased my book, that have purchased the coaching, getting the course, all the products that I have available. I appreciate you, and I thank you in advance. But one last thing I'm going to say is just to tell you that, you can do it. Don't let nobody tell you that you cannot do it. You can do it. I done it. I came from nothing. I never had any formal training or anything, anything like that. But I've done it. I've done it for a lot of years. And I've made some headway, in between. I hadn't made a whole lot of money, but the major part about it is the experience, that I've gotten. And now I'm into the filming business, the movie, the motion pictures. I transitioned that into it. And I'm telling you, if you're able to do a stage play, and I'm being honest with you, if you're able to do a stage play production, you will be able to do a motion picture. I know it may sound crazy, but I'm telling you, a lot of the elements are the same. The only thing that's not the same is because it's live. Other than that, you got to know your script. You got to know blocking. You got to know all that. You have to keep a lot of things tight when it comes to shooting, because you have a camera, everything you probably can't move out of that one spot. But my point for saying that is that anything that you want to do, you can do. And we can help you provide that. Clifton Johnson Productions. So before I get out of here, everybody, I just want to encourage you one more time. And I want to thank you for everything that anybody has done. Or I'm talking about thank you for in advance for your purchases and believing in the products that we actually offer. I do thank you. And also I want to give you my website again. www.cliftonjohnsonproductions.com. That's www.cliftonjohnsonproductions.com. See all the things that we are doing. We are updating our website. We like I said, we're rebranding our books. We got movies coming out. We have movies coming out. We got more stage plays in the future that's coming out. We're putting stage plays on DVD. And we're going to download those and have those up for sale, on some type of streaming site. We're doing it a lot. I look at it as right now I'm in the laboratory and I'm getting all this stuff ready, and to introduce to the world again, and it's going to take time, everybody, and it's just like your stage play that you're trying to get up and running. It's going to take time. Give yourself between 6 months to a year to get everything organized and ready to go. And I promise you, trust me, take it from me. I promise you, it will work out if you plot and plan for those things. Give yourself time. Don't just rush into it because you're so excited and you want everybody to see what you got going on. Take the time that you need. after the pandemic, I keep calling it the pandemic, everybody, because it was a plan. But after this pandemic, I promise you, our lives are going to go back to the way it was. And you can have a big audience like I did the first time that we had our first stage play production in 2008. I want you to have thousands of people, you know what I'm saying? Because with the social media now, some people are great in social media. That they don't necessarily even have to pay for advertising. But even that, start getting to the point where you start paying for advertisement on social media, because you can get your production out there so much faster. One of my stage plays, I tell you this before I go, one of my stage plays, I just, and I think it was Baby Mama Drama. I didn't do I think I may have did a little TV, but I didn't do the radio and all that stuff. I just promoted it on social media. That was the first time I ever done that. And I'm telling you, far as the grossing amount of money that we made, it was made with doing that. So, and that's a whole nother thing. I might do a book about that. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that, you can get it done, and don't let nobody tell you that you can't do it. People that tell you that you can't do something and they want you to do something else, just bypass them, brush them off your shoulders, and you keep doing what you want to do, because everybody's not going to believe in you. And they're not going to believe in you because it's not their dream. It's not for them. They're doing what they want to do. So don't let nobody suck you in and tell you what you can and you can't do, or it's not going to work for you because you're not doing certain things. Forget them. Take it from Clifton Johnson. Take it from me. Trust me, because it hasn't been an easy road, but I have enjoyed every minute of it. So once again, everybody, I do want to encourage everybody to go to my website, CliftonJohnsonProductions.com. If you want to do some coaching, if you want our course, if you want our books, whatever you need, please just contact me, the office, me or one of my, representatives will get back with you. I'm ready to rock and roll. It's 2022. We have nothing to lose, everybody. I'm excited. I'm just excited about the new year and what is to come. So this is the Heart and Soul Show, where we talk to real people about real issues and we talk about real things. Everybody, you take care.